So while example for while loop, okay. So syntax for while loop is the if the while condition is true, then particular set of statement is going to be executed. So till what time that set of statements is execute, the set of statements will execute n number of times until the condition is reach. Okay, until the condition is fails. Okay, so this set of block of statements are keep on executing. Okay, if the condition is true, if a condition is false, then the statements is this way, it will come egg out of the while loop. Okay, so example here is we are declaring one variable as x equal 1. So if 1 is less than or equal to 5, that means we need to execute the loop until x is big one, either 1 or 5 or greater than 5. Okay, so when we need to stop this execution if condition is false. Okay, so this execution is going to do for x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3, 3 times will execute, and x equal to 4 and x equal to 5. Then when x equal to 6, okay, condition is false. Okay, so it will not going to. So when in each iteration when x equal to 1, what it is, the number is dollar x, that means x equal to 1. Now we are again we are next we are incrementing that one. The x value is becoming from 1 to 2. Now condition is checking, it is true, so the number is 2, this one is printing. Then again the value is going to be incremented. Okay, so now x equal to 3. So condition is checking, condition is true, so the number is 3, that is going to print. Now the second statement is x is incrementing, so 4, true, condition is true, it is printing. 5, condition is true, printing. Now x equal to 6. Okay, after incrementing x equal to 5, the x value is 6. Now condition is false, so this statement is not going to be executed. Okay, so the output of this statement is this one. So output of this particular statement is this one. So the number is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you observe, the number is 6 is not executed. Why? Because when x equal to 6, the condition is not true, so it is false, so it is going to be removed. Okay, so do while. Okay, coming to do while. So do while will always execute the block code once. Okay, this is main important. What is the difference? Both are same only. The see, in while while block will not minimum number of times that while block is going to execute is minimum is 0. Why? Because if the condition is to false in the beginning itself, then it's not going to be executed. But whereas in the while do while, first it will execute the while block, then only it will check the condition. That is the difference between while loop and do while loop. Okay, so let's do set of statements and condition is checking. Okay, that is do while loop. So the program is same program. Okay, so here it is executing. Here the condition is true. So for how many times it is going to execute? 5 times. Okay, output is this number is 2, the number is 3, number is 4, number is 5. Okay, then for loop. So this for loop is similar to our this one. So what we need a counter and test counter and increment counter. So that is we need to initialize the counter, we need to test the counter greater than or equal to greater than 10, then we need to increment the counter. Okay, so this is the for loop. Okay, So if this condition is, if the counter is true, then for loop is going to execute. If condition is false, we will go to come out of the loop. So if you want to come out of the loop in the middle of the statement, in the middle of the for loop execution, for example, x equal to 1, okay, and x is greater than 10, x plus x plus plus, okay. Suppose I want to terminate this loop if it encounter 5, okay. Otherwise, if it is not encountering 5, then then we no need to exit the loop. So that condition is going to do check if x is greater than 5. I want to come out of the loop. So which statement I need to use? Break. So if x value become 5, then break is execute encounter, so it will come out of the loop, okay, whether the condition is true or false, okay. So if the condition is true or false, that for loop condition is true or even though the for loop condition is true, it come out of the loop. So this scenario, this is the way we are going to use. If you want to come out of the loop in the middle, if it is going to be encounter um, anything in the for loop condition, okay. So example is we are going to display from 1 to 10, okay, not 0 to 1, 0 to 10. So 1, we are declaring a variable x and value as 1, and a condition is x less than or equal to 10, x is incrementing. So the number is x, that means x equal to 1, the number is 1 is printing. Then after that it is go, the control will go to this place. Then x equal to 2. No, after this the condition, the control will go from here to here. Now the condition is checking, okay. The condition is true, that is 2 is less than or equal to 10, okay. So it will come here. Then the number is 2 is printing. Then x equal to 3. Why? So it will come again, the control will come here, so it is incrementing. Then this one, okay. Then it will, if the condition is true, it is 1. So what is the output of this code is, the number is for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or when x equal to 11, the condition is false, okay. For x equal to 11, the condition is false, okay. So it will come out of the for loop, it come out of the for loop, okay. Then for each loop, this one is a new thing which is not there in general C programming language, okay. So it is going to be used for arrays type, okay. It is going to work only on arrays, okay. We'll come on arrays in further topics. So for time being, we'll see how it is going to use in for each loop, okay. So and create, if you want to create an array, we have to use the keyword array in parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, we are going to give the values of the array, okay. And this is the array name. Now color as value, that means each color is going, is taken as value, okay. That means it is going to give red, green, blue, yellow, okay. That means it will keep on execute for each and array. When the array is end, then it is going to be end, okay. So for each, that is the value is going to be print. So color value is, first value is red, second green, third blue, yellow, that is it is going to give output red, green, blue, yellow. That is the output it is going to give, okay. See, observe that output, red, green, blue, yellow. That is, it is going to check for each and every array elements. Okay. So when the array is empty, then only it stop executing. So that is about for each. Then coming to the concept called functions. Okay. So here, uh, most of the programming language is use is doing is the help as there is a function concept. Okay. Here in functions, what is the main so what we are going to do here in functions, it is have thousands of built-in functions. Okay. So thousands of built-in functions, okay, is using for some specific function. Okay. If you want to use a user defined function, then the key what we are going to use is function. Okay. So function, it will start with the function keyword, then followed by name of the function, open parenthesis and brackets, open brackets, the function code. Then whenever we want to call this function, we need a function call. Okay, okay. Whenever we call a function with that name, then it is going to invoke and it is going to execute. So some condition are there. Function name must start with a letter or an underscore. That means the function name may be uh, max or underscore some test, it like this. Okay. But zero max, it's not valid. Okay. And also function names are case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense SUM sound and yes, capital letter S UM some, both are different. Okay. This one is different. Why? Because this one is capital S, this one is small s. Okay. So function names are case sensitive. Okay. So here, that is, in this example, what we are going to do, we are creating a function name called write message. We are creating one function name called write message. So this curly braces, opening curly braces and closing curly braces indicate the function code. Okay. And for outputting, we are going to use something. So here, to call the function, just we need to write the name, its name followed by these brackets. Okay. That means we are creating one function. So with the keyword function, we are writing the function. Definition of the function is written here. Now if you want to invoke the function, just write the function name, parenthesis and semicolon. Then automatically control will call this function. Then whatever there exists in this function, that function code is going to be executed. So the output of this particular one is hello world. Okay. So with this, I am going to stop for today's session.